Some people have way more time than others and can play games with hundreds of hours. And there are some great games if you have the time to invest. How's it going, guys? I'm Liam, this is Instant Gaming, and today we're looking at 12 games that can take 100 plus hours to finish. Coming in at number 12, we have Ghost of Tsushima. It invites you in with breathtaking beauty, then quietly steals dozens of hours before you notice. Exploring the map becomes a ritual. Following the wind, chasing foxes, clearing camps, and mastering elegant swordplay that never gets old. Side quests feel meaningful, duels demand focus, and the world constantly tempts you off the main path. By the time the credits roll, you have lived there. And then there's Legends mode, expansions, and completionist ambitions waiting to double your playtime. Tsushima isn't just a long game, it's a place you slowly, happily disappear into. Fallout 4 is a time sink disguised as a wasteland. You set out to do one quest and somehow end up rebuilding civilization from scratch. Between exploring ruined cities, tweaking weapons, managing settlements, and chasing side stories, hours vanish without mercy. The Commonwealth constantly distracts you with something shiny, something dangerous, or morally questionable. Add in multiple endings, factions, and DLC, and suddenly 100 hours feels conservative. Fallout 4 thrives on curiosity and customization, rewarding players who poke every corner. It's not about finishing the story, it's about living in the apocalypse indefinitely. Coming in at number 10, we have Cyberpunk 2077. It doesn't just ask for your time, it absorbs it. Night City is dense, layered, and relentlessly distracting, pulling you into gigs, side stories, and character arcs that rival the main plot. The world feels alive in a way that encourages wandering, experimenting, and replaying missions differently. Builds take time to perfect, relationships unfold slowly, and there's always another neon-lit alley hiding something interesting. With expansions and multiple endings, adding even more depth, Cyberpunk becomes a long-term commitment. Blink and you will have spent 100 hours chasing perfection in a city that never sleeps. The Witcher 3 turns just one more quest into a dangerous lie. Its world is vast, but it's the storytelling that truly devours your time. Side quests feel richer than main plots in other games, and they're filled with moral dilemmas, unforgettable characters, and lasting consequences. Gwent alone could swallow dozens of hours without apology. Add the massive expansion, sprawling regions, and completionist temptations, and 100 hours becomes the starting line. The Witcher 3 isn't about rushing to the end, it's about savoring every monster hunt, contract, and quiet moment along the way. Persona 5 isn't just long, it's a lifestyle. Between dungeon crawling, turn-based combat, social links, daily schedules, and stylish storytelling, every in-game day demands attention. You are constantly balancing friendships, exams, battles, and personal growth, making each hour feel purposeful. The expanded content in Royal stretches an already massive journey even further, easily pushing playtime past the 100-hour mark. And somehow, it never feels bloated. By the end, you're not just finishing a game, you're saying goodbye to a group of friends. Few games make that final clock in feel so bittersweet. Coming in at number 7, we have Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, opening the gates and daring you to catch everything. The open world structure encourages wandering, battling, training, and getting pleasantly sidetracked for hours. Completing the main story is just the beginning. Filling the Pokédex, perfecting teams, tackling raids, and engaging with post-game content turns the adventure into a long-term obsession. Competitive builds alone can devour entire weekends. It's a game designed for slow, steady progress where 100 hours fly by on a loop of exploration and experimentation. Becoming a Pokemon master was never meant to be quick. Outward doesn't rush you, and it doesn't let you rush it. Survival systems, preparation, and deliberate pacing stretch every adventure into a commitment. Travel takes time, combat demands caution, and failure teaches hard lessons. Progress feels earned and not handed out, which naturally extends your playtime. Exploring its harsh world, mastering mechanics, and surviving long journeys can easily consume 100 hours, especially for co-op players. Outward rewards patience and planning, turning every expedition into a story worth remembering. It's not about finishing fast, it's about surviving long enough to call yourself experienced. Coming in at number 5, we have Fallout New Vegas. It's the kind of RPG that dares you to see everything and punishes you for trying. With branching storylines, countless factions, and DLC that expands the wasteland even further, 100 hours feels modest. Choices ripple across the Mojave, encouraging replays and deep exploration. Dialogue alone could eat up entire sessions, especially when every conversation feels meaningful. The Ultimate Edition turns an already massive experience into a full-blown epic. Whether you're role-playing a smooth-talking diplomat or a chaos-loving wildcard, New Vegas happily keeps you wandering the desert long after you plan to stop. Coming in at number 4, we have Stalker 2, and this game is built for slow, methodical immersion. The zone is massive, dangerous, and packed with secrets that reward patience. Exploration feels tense and deliberate, with survival mechanics forcing you to plan every step. You'll spend hours scavenging, upgrading gear, navigating anomalies, and making choices that ripple through the world. Progress comes carefully, stretching playtime naturally. The atmosphere alone encourages lingering, listening, and observing, so this isn't a game you rush through. It's one you endure, survive, and slowly master. 100 hours in the zone feels less like excess and more like necessity. In at number 3, we have Death Stranding. This game turns time into its core mechanic. Every delivery, route, and structure contributes to a slow-building sense of progress that quietly eats hours. Traversal demands planning, patience, and experimentation, making even short journeys feel meaningful. Side deliveries, infrastructure projects, and optional challenges quickly pile up. Before you realize it, you've spent entire evenings optimizing paths and helping other players. The story unfolds gradually, rewarding those willing to invest deeply. Death Stranding isn't about speed, it's about commitment, and once it sinks in, 100 hours feels like part of the journey. In at number 2, we have Days Gone. And this is a tricky one, because if you decide to skip cutscenes, sprint through missions, and ignore basically everything the game has to offer, you could potentially clear this in around 35 to 40 hours. But with the abundance of tasks, from clearing nests, taking on hordes, and finding Nero sites, and if you're watching the long cutscenes, your playtime will rocket up to the 75 to 100 hour mark in no time. The world encourages exploration, often pulling you off the main path with emergent chaos. By the time you fully upgraded your gear and tackled endgame challenges, triple-digit playtime feels inevitable. Days Gone rewards persistence, turning a slow burn into a marathon rather than a sprint. Dragon's Dogma 2 is the kind of RPG that grows bigger the deeper you go. Its open world encourages exploration, experimentation, and unexpected encounters that stretch sessions far longer than planned. Combat is dynamic and tactical, pushing players to try different vocations and party setups. Side quests unfold organically, often leading to entirely new adventures. Add in gear progression, pawn management, and replayability, and the hours stack up fast. This is a game that thrives on curiosity and freedom. If you're chasing everything it offers, 100 hours barely scratches the surface. And that is 12 games that take over 100 hours to finish. What games are you playing that seem to go on forever? Let me know down in the comments. So for all things gaming, don't forget to subscribe to Instant Gaming, and for great deals on games, you can check out our website at instant-gaming.com. And as always, thanks for watching.